terror attack, plus what's being done now to make sure it doesn't happen again. And time is running out. What you need to know to get the most value out of your tax-deductible donations for the end of the year. Plus, don't let those old holiday decorations go to waste. We've got the rundown for you tonight, the do's and the don'ts of holiday recycling.
This is Koin Local 6 News at 5.
Tonight, President Obama is promising to bring terrorists to justice 3 days after that failed terror attack on Christmas Day.
As Americans, we will never give in to fear or division. We will be guided by our hopes, our unity, and our deeply held values.
And tonight, as al-Qaeda claims responsibility, U.S. officials are trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. Welcome, everyone, to Koin Local 6 at 5. I'm Kelly Day. Jeff Gianola is off this evening. And despite the attempted explosion, flights continue as normal tonight. In fact, this is a live look right now at PDX. Tonight, though, top U.S. officials are trying to figure out how Homeland Security failed to keep that suspected terrorist off of the U.S.-bound flight. Koin Local 6 national correspondent Terrell Brown brings us more now on this developing story.
We will continue to use every element of our national power to disrupt, to dismantle, and defeat the violent extremists who threaten us.
The Obama administration is scrambling to reassess the nation's airline security after a Nigerian man allegedly tried to bring down a plane on Christmas Day. The president wants investigators to review exactly how travelers are placed on watch lists and how they are screened at airports.
And a full investigation has been launched into this attempted act of terrorism, and we will not rest until we find all who were involved.
Al-Qaeda now says it was behind the incident, and it was in retaliation for a U.S. operation against the group in Yemen. In a website statement, the terror organization says it provided Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib with a technically advanced device, but it failed to detonate as Flight 253 approached Detroit. The suspect is being held here at a federal prison south of Detroit. Prosecutors are trying to get a sample of DNA to build their case, but Abdul Muttalib's attorney is trying to stop that from happening. A hearing that was scheduled for Monday has been postponed until next week. The 23-year-old had a U.S. visa, even though his own father alerted authorities he was a threat. Authorities say he purchased his ticket with cash and didn't check any bags. Many are questioning why that and earlier warnings weren't enough to trigger a closer look at Abdul Muttalib before he got on a plane. In Milan, Michigan, Terrell Brown, Koin Local 6.
Terrell, thank you. Now, that disrupted terror attack has not seemed to make a whole lot of difference on whether people want to fly or not right now. Koin Local 6 aviation expert Tom Young is live tonight out at Portland International Airport. And Tom, I know I dropped my brother off out there at PDX on Saturday. He seemed to not be bothered by this. But should travelers be nervous after something like this happens?
No, I don't think they should, Kelly. I think they should be increasingly vigilant, but I don't see a real need to be nervous about it.
So, Tom, this is one of those things where it's just a good opportunity probably for everyone to keep their eyes and ears open for anything suspicious they might see in an airport or on a plane, right?
Absolutely.
And let's talk about pilots in cases like this. What is the protocol for pilots when violence breaks out on an airplane?
Well, I think the first thing, now that pilots are up front and can't come back, it's up to the crew to manage this. It's up to the crew to let the folks up front know that, gee, we have a problem. And the pilots up front are probably not going to take any chances like the people yesterday didn't take any chances. And probably had they not had the issue from 2 days previous, it wouldn't have even been an issue. But considering the fact that they'd had the previous problem, they reacted in a way that they thought was appropriate.
So the protocol for the pilots is basically to stay put and let the crew handle it in the cabin and keep their focus on getting the plane to safety. Is that correct?
That's correct, and increasingly the passengers are either helping out on their own or being invited to help out, and that's providing an additional level of security that hadn't been anticipated before.
Tom, I think that's the case for most passengers these days. Anytime you approach an airport or an airplane, it does pass through your head. What would I do if something happened on my flight?
That's absolutely correct. And as we saw, this one gentleman that reacted and did a great job and maybe saved the day.
All right, Tom Young, our aviation expert, live out at PDX tonight. And thanks a lot for your insight tonight, Tom. We'll talk to you later. In the meantime, local Muslims are now reacting to the latest terror attempt with horror and concern. At the Rizwan Mosque in southwest Portland, Muslims tell us that when they learned of the attempted attack, their hearts sank because some of the people may want to blame Muslims for actions of an extremist.
This guy misguided. I don't know what he was told, but it was obviously wrong because you don't kill innocent women and children, period.
Now, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll have much more on how the local Muslim community is responding tonight and also what flying is like for travelers today. And that brings us to our Koin Local 6 live web poll question tonight. Is the federal government doing a good job to protect airline passengers? Log on and you can weigh in, and then we'll check the results coming up on Koin Local 6 at 5:30. And remember to stay with Koin Local 6 for continuing coverage of this developing story. We're always on at KoinLocal6.com. There you can find the most up-to-date information anytime. Plus, read the TSA statement on that attempted terror attack. Meanwhile, the man who is accused of shooting and killing his mother locally on Christmas Day faced a judge on murder charges. 41-year-old Michael Biggis was arraigned in the shooting death of 66-year-old Vivian Biggis. Family members say that Biggis is a transient who suffers from mental illness but is not taking his medication. Biggis is due back in court next Tuesday. And tonight, police in Vancouver are offering a $1,000 reward for a man wanted in connection with a violent home invasion robbery. Detectives say 19-year-old Miguel Torres Izazaga was involved in that robbery, and it happened on December 14th. He's now wanted for assault in connection with the case. And if you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers tonight. The phone number is 503-823-HELP. And new tonight, the rush is on to get those last-minute donations into your favorite charities. Donations are down for most of them, but there is one charity that's reporting quite an uptick, especially right now. Koin Local 6 reporter Eric Taylor is live at the Goodwill in southeast Portland. And Eric, this is a very busy time for them, isn't it?
Oh, Kelly, there has been a steady stream of vehicles here at the drive-through donation center at the Superstore in Southeast as people show their generosity and take some tax advantages by giving away some belongings rather than cash. The economy may not leave you with a lot of money to give away, but that doesn't mean you can't help. And at this Goodwill in Southeast Portland, help was coming in by the car and truckloads.
Children's clothes, games, failed camping equipment in terms of we didn't use it and it's time to make sure that somebody else does, that kind of stuff.
While it may not be the big reason to give, a tax deduction certainly helps the process along. This week, Goodwill is seeing 4 times the donations they do in a typical week. Clothing tops the list, but with flat screens taking over, the old television sets are coming in.
But this has been down in the basement for a while, and there's a deal that says recycle it. So I said, hey, this is the way to get rid of it. We'll get rid of it. It's an eyesore.
The key to donating your TVs or anything else for that matter is to know what it is worth. One of the best ways to do that, according to the experts, is to take a trip through the resale store itself and see what they're charging for similar items.
Because usually that's what they're going to get for it, and that's essentially considered the fair market value that you can deduct, or the thrift shop value that you can deduct.
It may not be a lot of money, but in times like this, every penny and donation counts. And these are the yellow carts that have been rolling around Goodwill today. We've got some clothes here. We've got some toys and books. Those are all very common items. Now, let's say you didn't have a chance to go into the store and do the price walkthrough that we were telling you about. Well, go to our website, KoinLocal6.com, where you will find a value chart that will get you started. Now, as a lot of you know, many people have been, with this economy, donating their time instead of money. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you what tax advantages you can and cannot claim. We're live in Southeast Portland. Eric Taylor, Koin Local 6.
Eric, thanks a lot. Time to talk to Chief Meteorologist Bruce Sussman again, and our dry stretch has been beautiful. I mean, what great holiday weather, Bruce, but all good things must come to an end, right?
No doubt about it. I mean, I hope you got your fill of sunshine, Kelly, over the Christmas break here because it's been spectacular. In fact, tonight on our WeatherBug Network, just gorgeous shots. And you know what? we're gaining a little bit of daylight every single night. Look at the live picture right now from our Rogers Marine camera, but boy, is it cold already. 34 degrees there along the Columbia River, and that's largely because of east wind. Meanwhile, we go over to McMinnville, our HD cam. It is 40 degrees right now, so 39 actually, so it is significantly warmer. The grayest places today were in parts of central and northeastern Oregon, where the low clouds, the freezing fog kept on coming. You guys are kind of stuck in the muck to some degree. Let's take a look at our temperatures around the state. It is definitely a chilly night. Look at all the 20s over here with the low clouds and fog keeping a lid on your temperatures. 30s up and down the I-5 corridor. And now here we go. The game changer comes in. Storm system number 1 of several that are now lining up across the Pacific. This thing's going to cause all kinds of interesting weather. I'm going to break it down for you in just a few minutes. Kelly?
Bruce, thanks a lot. Let's talk about those holiday decorations now that we all have to seem to find something to do with. We know the holiday's over, but we have a lot of trash and decorations and what to do with them all. Koin Local 6 reporter Tim Joyce is live tonight in southeast Portland with more on what to do with the trees and basically everything on them and under them, right, Tim?
Oh, for sure, Kelly. And of course, the tree, which is probably the biggest Christmas decoration of all, like you'll see here on Peacock Lane. They've got one in their picture window there. It is the easiest thing to get rid of, so that is the good news, but it has to be done right to make it happen. Now, all of those decorations and trimmings have to come off, obviously, and in coming weekends, lots of places from scout troops to church groups will take your tree, but garland, and especially that tinsel, is a big no-no.
You have to take everything off of the tree in order for it to be composted. Things like tinsel are hard to get off the tree, but they also turn the tree into garbage if you don't remove it. When you think about composting, it's organic material that makes compost, so tinsel unfortunately contaminates that process.
Now, if you're in the city of Portland, you can chop up your tree and recycle it in your yard bin. That's the green one. Other municipalities, you can put it out instead of your yard bin for that particular week. Live here on Peacock Lane, lights actually also recyclable. Believe it or not, that wire that connects those lights are valuable no matter what kind of bulbs are actually on them. And you can recycle those lights at the Zoo Lights display going on in the west part of town there in the West Hills. And actually, if you turn in a strand of old lights, you can actually get a free piece of fudge in their gift shop. Not that I need any more fudge this holiday season for sure. We've set up a link on our website if you want more information for all the different odds and ends that you necessarily need. And there's a phone number as well to call. That's on your screen as well. And coming up on Koin Local 6 at 5:30, what about that stuff underneath the tree, the wrapping and some of those packing peanuts as well? We'll have some other tips for you on how to recycle all your holiday stuff. That's coming up at 5:30. In Southeast Portland, I'm Tim Joyce, Koin Local 6.
Oh, I hate to see all the lights go out, the holiday lights, Tim. Thanks a lot. The season's just too short, isn't it? Well, talking about the zoo, Metro has now hired a new zoo director for the Oregon Zoo, and her name is Kimberly Smith. She is now vice president of the animal care at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. And Metro President David Bragdon says that Smith has 25 years of experience, and he says she knows how to develop zoo facilities to take Oregon Zoo into the future.
We're on the verge of improving the zoo with a $125 million bond issue that the voters approved last year. And so her experience in expanding and improving the facilities in Chicago was a big edge in terms of her suitability for the job.
And Smith will replace Tony Vecchio, who left for a job in Jacksonville, Florida. Kimberly Smith will start as zoo director in Portland on March 1st. Still to come now on Koin Local 6 at 5. Are Tiger Woods' marital problems actually affecting you financially? The billions of dollars lost after the golfing star's scandal broke. And also a Christmas wish come true for retail stores, why shoppers felt pretty comfortable to actually spend a little more this year. And we also have a first look inside that Arizona sweat lodge, hours after 3 people died and 18 people were hurt. Plus, how much money people actually paid to participate in that deadly ceremony.
If you see news, call the Koin Local 6 tip line at 503-464-0614 or email us at coindesk@koin.com.
Make your wishes come true this holiday with an immaculate pre-owned 2009 Cooney BMW 328i for $0 down and only $389 per month. Happy holidays from Cooney BMW on the corner of 217 and Canyon Road, Beaverton.
Oh, yes, the Oregonian's here. Oh, you know, you were wrong about that game.
If you agreed with everything I wrote, I'd worry about you.
Looking for something to do this weekend?
We can help.
I'm going to move this program through.
Hold on, let us help you cut through the political spin.
Oh, thank you.
The Oregonian. Value delivered to your door every day.
The Sunday Oregonian's here.
Other quick meals here? Quick meals, please.
It doesn't matter why you need a quick meal. It just matters how you make it. Just add Rotel and Velveeta to chicken and pasta, and you've got a quick meal. Together, they make quick meals.
New tonight on Koin Local 6 at 11. After 3 more lose their lives on Mount Hood, a new effort to require climbers to wear beacons. But do they really save lives? That's tonight, right after CSI Miami on Koin Local 6 at 11.
There's no other way to go than Office Furniture Direct. Office Furniture Direct has a huge selection of new and recycled office furniture of all shapes and sizes, from entire cubicle systems to a wide variety of case goods. Office Furniture Direct also delivers and installs with a professionally trained staff. Call us today, 503-246-4900. Office Furniture Direct in Johns Landing on Macadam. That's 503-246-4900. Office Furniture Direct.
Share the story of your loved one's life with Making Everlasting Memories. Create lasting keepsakes, books, DVDs, and more, honoring a life lived and loved. Making Everlasting Memories at Portland's finest funeral homes.
This is the time of year when Honda dealers are making great deals. You have your holiday traditions, we have ours. See your Honda dealer today for special leasing or low financing on a new Honda.
This Koin Local 6 segment is brought to you by Honda. With Jeff Gianola and Kelly Day. You're watching Koin Local 6 News at 5.
A Nevada couple is safe at home tonight after getting stranded for several days in eastern Oregon. They were following their GPS directions on Christmas Day when it sent them down a remote forest road near Silver Lake. The couple was stuck in the snow there, but were told eventually was rescued yesterday by a Klamath County Sheriff's deputy. And some new photos have now been released from that sweat lodge incident in Arizona that left 3 people dead and more than a dozen people seriously injured. A judge unsealed those photos, showing what was left behind after that 5-day spiritual warrior retreat. Of course, it went horribly wrong. The victims paid up to $9,000 to a motivational speaker to participate in this, and 3 of them died after spending several hours in that Native American-style sauna. Those deaths are now being treated as homicides. And actor Charlie Sheen is facing possible prison time tonight after an arrest on Christmas. A woman who identified herself as Sheen's wife called 911, and she told police that Sheen threatened her with a knife. Police in Aspen, Colorado arrested Sheen, and they charged him with menacing, second-degree assault, and criminal mischief. And there's a new report out tonight that shows the holiday season was pretty merry for retailers this time around. But since the gift giving is now over, the question is, will shoppers continue to spend? Koin Local 6 national correspondent Alexis Christophorus shows us what analysts are saying.
Rosemary DeMarco's family got a few more gifts this Christmas.
I did kind of pull out the credit cards for Macy's, Lord & Taylor's, and so I guess I did overshoot my budget.
And the latest figures show Rosemary had company. Many Americans opened their wallets a little wider this year. Holiday sales were up 3.6%, helped by an extra shopping day. It's a significant boost from last year when sales sank more than 2%.
In most cases, they spent just a little bit more than they did a year ago because I think they have more confidence that the sky's not falling this year.
The hottest items, shoppers snapped up electronics, jewelry, footwear, and e-book readers. On Christmas Day, Amazon's Kindle outsold traditional books for the first time. And more people let their fingers do the shopping. Online sales jumped 15.5%. And the shopping is far from over. The week after Christmas usually accounts for about 15% of overall holiday sales. But this year could be different. That's because retailers did such a good job of keeping inventories low, many stores don't have some of the most popular items in stock.
The items that you're looking for might be more scarce, and the deals might not be as extensive.
Retailers are banking on gift cards to give post-holiday sales a lift, since shoppers tend to spend twice the card's value. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, New York.
And workers in New York City are trying to make sure that New Year's Eve celebrations go off without a hitch this year. Crews have assembled the famous crystal ball in the 2010 design. Can you believe it's going to be 2010? This year, the nearly 12,000-pound ball is in an interlocking ribbon pattern to reflect the theme, Let There Be Courage. Workers will spend the next couple of days making sure that everything happens as planned for the big countdown. 2010. Well, Bruce, we made it. And so far, no major snowstorms in 2009. We were talking about that over the Christmas holiday, Bruce. We thought, okay, we made it through December.
That's right.
What's coming in January?
I know.
When's the other shoe going to drop?
Well, you know, and actually the truth is January and February are the most likely months for snow. But I want to show you where it was a frosty Christmas because of freezing fog. Look at this incredible frost. This was over in Central Oregon, over toward Bend, and just really amazing what was going on with the frost around there. No doubt about it. We also had, believe it or not, snow over the Christmas weekend in parts of northeast Portland. Look at this. This is snow. You know what? The nearest storm system was hundreds of miles away. The fog became so thick and heavy it could no longer hold the moisture inside the fog clouds up above. And guess what? It was below freezing, so it fell as snow. A very rare incident indeed that happened there. Pretty incredible stuff. Where are we headed next? Let's take a look. How about our Weather Bug Network? Temperatures, you know, in the upper 30s to low 40s right now. We warmed up nicely today, but we're going to cool off again tonight because of our temperatures and our clear skies. So definitely expect to cool down. On the east side, the closer you get to the gorge, the lower the temperatures are. And this is going to play a big part, I think, in some interesting potential weather as we go into tomorrow evening and moisture starts coming back in here. We'll have to watch the east side, but that's not the only place I'm watching. Let me show you the pictures of frost now from Central Oregon this weekend. Look at this. Betty Powell sending in these pictures to weather at Koin.com. The stop sign in the tree all around it covered in frost, and this is because of freezing fog, just a little bit of wind, and in that freezing fog, by the way, is actually super cooled water. It doesn't freeze until it makes contact with a frozen surface like a tree or another ice crystal. And these are the kind of incredible shots we had. I'll show you some more of these tonight on Koin Local 6 at 6. I'm just in love with those kinds of pictures. All right, temperatures right now in the 30s. For the freezing in Eugene, never could get out of the fog down there. We have the same problem east of the Cascades. Lots of cloud cover on the east side of the state. Beautiful on the west side. Here comes our next rainmaker. But it's not all rain. That's the interesting part about it. Now, it's got a pretty decent punch to it, okay, and not because it's got a ton of moisture, but it's meeting some cold air, like along the east slopes of the Coast Range, or in East County, near the gorge, in the gorge in Upper Hood River Valley, all of those places at risk of seeing some snow as this system gets going. In fact, not only at risk in the gorge, but you are under winter storm watch. Starting tomorrow afternoon through Wednesday morning, it looks like you're going to have blowing and drifting snow as we get into tomorrow night because of the east wind and that combining with the falling snow. Could be a couple inches on I-84 by Wednesday morning. So if you're traveled through the gorge, goes Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, watch out. The conditions are going to be going downhill. Now here's raincast, and here we are at noon tomorrow. Maybe we'll be seeing some raindrops, and most places it will be rain. Tomorrow evening, as the main batch of moisture comes in, our snow level starts dropping in reaction to this moisture, and I think we get some puffs of east wind out of the gorge. So basically that means those of you in western Washington County out towards Forest Grove, you could see some snowflakes. Also, that's true as you get toward the gorge itself. And here's Raincast. By Thursday, a very wet system comes in. This is New Year's Eve, and you know what? It's going to be a sogfest around here and much warmer by then. So rain developing for tomorrow, 39 degrees for a high temperature. Here's your 7-day forecast and the way we shape it up. How about temperatures, climbing into the 40s for the most part of this week, a wet and breezy week. But again, we're going to have to watch for the snow in the Cascades tomorrow, and by tomorrow night, that could be another 6 inches of snow or so.
Wow.
And central and eastern Oregon, you'll probably stay dry tomorrow. So interesting, a very wet stretch of weather ahead with an interesting start to it tomorrow night.
Great skiing for New Year's, though.
Yeah, seriously, we need some new snow up there, and we're going to get it.
All right, thanks, Bruce.
Okay.
Still to come now on Koin Local 6 at 5, costing more than his reputation, how Tiger Woods' alleged affairs could hit you in the pocketbook.
Take a good look at the full-size Ram 1500. The refined interior, the 390 horsepower Hemi engine that gets 20 miles per gallon, and winner of the Strategic Vision Total Quality Award. No wonder it's the most awarded full-size pickup of 2009. Ram.
During the year-end wrap-up, get 0% financing plus up to $2,000 cash allowance on Ram 1500.
Imagine a fireplace in every room. At Lysig's Fireplaces and Stoves, you can. Heat your home in style this winter with beautiful stoves and fireplaces from Avalon. Install a clean-burning, energy-efficient wood, gas, or pellet stove or insert to cut heating costs. Add the beauty and warmth of Avalon to your home. Save on fireplaces and stoves at both Lysig's locations. Stay warm with Avalon. Fire styles for life. Imagine the warmth at Lysig's Fireplaces and Stoves.
Amidst the towering cliffs and lush forests of the Columbia River Gorge lies Bonneville Hot Springs Resort and Spa. Soothe your senses with a relaxing soak in natural hot springs mineral water, famed for its power to revive and rejuvenate. Pamper yourself in our full-service resort destination spa to renew and refresh the body and spirit. Find yourself in hot water. Bonneville Hot Springs Resort and Spa.
Introducing the 2010 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the all-new Ram Heavy Duty. With a legendary 6.7-liter Cummins turbo diesel, an all-new refined interior. It gives brains more to think with. It gives muscles more to work with. It gives trophy shelves more to deal with. Introducing the 2010 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram.
The messiest divorces of 2009. Next ET.
If you plan to buy a gasoline-electric hybrid vehicle here in Oregon, you may want to do it before Thursday. That's because right now, individuals can get a $1,500 tax credit for buying a hybrid vehicle, and businesses can also get a credit for 35% of the vehicle's cost. But those benefits will end on December 31st. Instead, new tax credits will be going to people and businesses that use the next generation of electric vehicles. And shareholders of several companies that sponsored Tiger Woods have lost billions of dollars, they say, in the wake of the golfer's scandal. A study that was done by UC Davis estimates that investors with Nike, Gatorade, and 7 other top companies have lost a collective $12 billion after all of Woods' affairs. Professors say that having a top celebrity endorser like Woods is great when times are good, but when things go sour, they say it can cause extensive financial damage, and apparently it has. Just ahead now on Koin Local 6 at 5:30, some say it's good for schools, but others say it's an economic disaster in the making, and you have the final say on all of this. What you need to know about Measures 66 and 67 just ahead. Plus, extra police were out on the roads to keep your family safe over the holiday weekend. So did those extra efforts pay off? We'll show you. And they may be coming home dirty, but your kid's day at the playground could actually make them healthier down the road. Why it's a good idea to let him go out and get dirty. Next.
Oregon's #1 BMW dealership, Cooney BMW, will make your wishes come true this holiday with a brand new 328i for $397 a month. This holiday, and as always, Oregon's best selection is at Cooney BMW, 217 and Canyon Road.
It's the Ross After Christmas Clearance with hot new markdowns throughout the store. Save up to 75% compared to department stores. Better hurry to Ross before it's all gone.
There are no great solutions for Oregon's tough economic times, but we have to make a choice. Either big corporations and the rich need to shoulder more of the burden, or our schools and healthcare will face even deeper cuts. Measures 66 and 67 require households making over $250,000 and big corporations to pay a little bit more, so we can protect our schools and healthcare and take the burden off the middle class. Join Oregon's nurses, teachers, and Oregon PTA and vote yes on 66 and 67.
I started smoking when I was 16 years old. I'm 24 now. My experience with Positive Changes was great. I quit smoking after my first session, and I have been smoke-free ever since. I love to go to the spinning class at the gym. I can go a little faster and harder now that I quit smoking because I can breathe so much easier. If I can quit smoking with Positive Changes, then anybody can do it.
Positive Changes Hypnosis Centers. Yes, it works.
Jeep. Knowing you can always seize a spot in front of the TV, or you can get up and seize the day. With 0% APR financing and 3-year or 36,000-mile maintenance on any Jeep vehicle, the freedom is yours to grab. Or, in lieu of maintenance offer, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR financing or up to $4,000 cash allowance on Jeep vehicles. Seize the day at your Jeep dealer. I live, I ride, I buy Jeep.
Miss an episode of your favorite CBS show? Catch up on KoinLocal6.com.
Now on Koin Local 6 at 5:30, is it good for your child's education, or will it be an economic disaster? What you need to know about measures 66 and 67 before you vote next month. Plus, President Obama praises Americans for their bravery in bringing down an alleged terrorist, but warns more needs to be done. And also, as soon as they go up, the holiday decorations come down, where you can recycle your tree, your lights, and even all that paper. Koin Local 6 at 5:30 starts now.
This is Koin Local 6 News at 5:30.
Well, those measures will be bad for the economy.
We don't have a plan B right now.
We'll have much more on measures 66 and 67 coming up in just a few minutes. Welcome, everyone, to Koin Local 6 at 5:30. I'm Kelly Day. Jeff Gianola is off this evening. Our other big top story tonight, terror in the skies. After the Christmas Day attempt to bring down an airplane, airports are definitely cracking down on security. Koin Local 6 reporter Alexis Del Cid is live out at PDX tonight. And Alexis, some travelers say they are seeing that extra security, aren't they?
Some say they are, Kelly, but it depends on who you talk to. Others say traveling has been a breeze. And if you take a look behind me, just looking around the airport here, not much of a crowd, and we haven't noticed very long lines at all. But talking to people, we've heard that they've had extra pat-downs, extra baggage checks. Some even say they've been told they couldn't get out of their seats in the final hour of the flight. All day long here at PDX, it's been a steady stream of travelers coming and going here. We checked in with some people down in the baggage claim who just landed from various locations about